Good evening.
Hello, good evening, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you finally, it's Friday.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely TGIF.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Not really, teacher, just enjoy with my kids or go to the supermarket.
Hmm,
Yeah,
okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. How many kids do you have?
two. I have two.
Two. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Two
That's
boys,
nice.
terrible. They are terrible boys.
Well, they're boys. What can I
Yeah.
tell you? Yeah, I know. Oh, but that's good. I'm glad you're able to spend some time with the family. That's
Yeah.
always feels very positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What about the other people? How are you? How are your plans for this weekend? Fredo, Osman, Carlos, Mauricio, Rafael, Mayra.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi, Osman.
In my case, teacher, tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to take, llevar, I'm going to,
Hey.
how do you say, take? I'm going to take my children to academy in Santana City because they study in this college, Santana, in the morning. They study in the morning. Um, and after class, I think go to eat something
Oh,
in some place.
okay. It sounds good.
In the afternoon,
Mhm.
I hope to be in my home and watch a movie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Okay. Do you
What about you,
have
teacher?
me? Oh, I don't know. I really don't
What are
know.
your plans tomorrow?
What are my plans? I'm not quite sure just yet. I haven't decided. I think I'm just gonna go out and do a certain sightseeing. Do you know sightseeing?
The truth, no, teacher.
No? What about the others? Do you know sightseeing?
Sightseeing? What is the mean?
Sizing teacher. No, I never
No?
heard about
What is the
that.
mean?
No, the words
Okay, all right.
or if you could write in the
Yeah,
chat because I never heard about that.
yeah. I'll write it. I'm writing in the chat.
Sightseeing. I don't know. What does it mean? This word?
You don't know?
I see, but I'm not sure exactly the
It's
meaning.
about birds.
I see. Yeah, it's the. Oh,
Do you have any
no.
idea what it could mean?
Only I know the word. The word is about the verb see,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but I don't know what is the mean sightseeing.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's when you go to the place and visit places like a tourist.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Yeah, that's sightseeing. So
It's like in El Salvador, many women say, "Vamos a vitrinear." No.
no, but this is for places in a city.
Okay.
When you go to like touristic places, that's sightseeing. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Vitrinear, window shopping, no.
That's window shopping, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But citing, I think that is more that when you go to place, but as a tourist or a new place, you discover new things, and for example, sushi toto or
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so sightseeing is like going like to touristy places. Yeah, so places that tourists would go to. Yeah, so that's sightseeing.
Okay. Sightseeing. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
plan for you.
Thank you.
Invite
you.
us.
Oh yeah, I know. Yes. Actually, I would love to invite you, but I'm a little bit far away. So that's so, but yes, of course you can. You can join.
Nah, just kidding, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. All right. What about the others? What are your plans for this weekend? Are you doing some sightseeing too? Any plans to do some sightseeing? Or something else? I don't know. Are you going shopping or I don't know, to the movies or to a party? Nothing? No plans for this weekend? Not at all?
Just
Nothing.
work, teacher.
Just working.
Just working.
Okay. Yeah, well, sometimes that happens too. Yeah. Sometimes some weekends are just about relaxing at home. You know, sometimes that's all you need for a weekend, you know, just to kind of spend some time at home and relax a little bit. Yeah. All right, guys and girls. We finally got the list going. Finally got that solved. So let me take out my list so that I can take the attendance. Okay, here we go. Ana Lorena Lobato, Orellana.
Present, teacher.
Wonderful, thank you. Carlos Alberto Domínguez Martínez. Carlos Alberto Domínguez Martínez. Not here. Okay. Carlos Ernesto
Present,
Hernández. Thank you.
Present.
All right, wonderful. Carlos Mauricio Mengíbar. Carlos Mauricio Mengíbar. Edwin Antonio Quintero Sumaña. Edwin Antonio Quintero Sumaña. Okay. Emerson Ulises Monroy Calix.
Present.
All right, thank you. Eulice Torres Torres. Eulice Torres Torres. Okay. Iliana Rebeca Carpio Calderón. Iliana Rebeca Carpio Calderón. Jorge Antonio Sánchez Quiñones.
Present, teacher.
Wonderful, thank you. José Bernardo López Montes.
Present, miss.
Okay, wonderful. All right, perfect. Thank you. José Carlos Argueta Romero.
Present.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. José Salvador Bernal Quintanilla. José Salvador Bernal Quintanilla. Not here. Osman Atilio Serrano.
Present, teacher.
Wonderful, thank you. Juan Carlos Herrera Delgado.
Present, miss.
Excellent. Kevin Alfredo Lucero Menéndez. Kevin Alfredo Lucero Menéndez. Okay, Mauricio Antonio Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Wonderful, thank you. Mayra Cecilia Peña de Aparicio.
Present, teacher.
Wonderful, thank you. Mauricio Antonio Velázquez.
Again, present, teacher.
Okay. Wonderful, thank you. Mayra Cecilia. No, wait a sec, wait, no, ¿qué pasó acá? Osman Enrique Hernández.
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Rafael Alexander Serna, yes.
Present.
Excellent, thank you. Ricardo Hernández Pérez.
I think it is Ernesto Perez Acosta. Ricardo Ernesto Perez Acosta, no?
I have here first Rafael Alexander Serna.
Yeah. And then me.
And then you, yes.
Present, teacher.
Okay, so Rafael Alexander Serna is not here?
Yes, teacher.
There it is. Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you. Ricardo Ernesto Pérez.
Present, teacher.
Okay, wonderful. Sandra Abigail Bonilla. Sandra Abigail Bonilla. Okay. Sigfrido Ernesto Gómez.
Present, teacher.
All right, thank you. Wendy Marisela Ramirez.
Good evening, teacher. Present.
All right, wonderful, thank you. Mina Elizabeth Alvarenga.
Present.
Okay, wonderful. Irma Evelyn Rodríguez Torres. Irma Evelyn Rodríguez Torres. And Amanda Leonela Zamora Miranda. Amanda Leonela Zamora Miranda. Okay. All right, guys and girls. So yesterday,
Teacher?
yeah. Hello.
Me. Present. Eulisa Torres.
Okay. Okay. Did you just connect?
Yes, right now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Probably I called your name and you were not
Present,
here yet.
teacher, you forget my
Okay.
name.
I forgot your name.
Yes.
I didn't say your name, or did you just connect?
No.
Oh, okay.
Present.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, great. Let's continue with the topic from yesterday. So yesterday we started talking about relative clauses, but the ones that were not essential. So in other words, the ones that it's extra information, so you don't really need it. It's not, let's say, it's important information, but it's not, what's the word? It's not, yeah, necessary, let's say, to use it. So let me show this screen. Can you see it? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, wonderful. So, like I said before, this is non-essential relative clauses. Non-essential means that it's not necessary, right? So it may be important, but it's not necessary information. So if I took away the information, if I eliminated, deleted the information, it wouldn't make a difference. The sentence would still make sense. It's not absolutely necessary for the sentence to have meaning. Okay, so, and we looked at the fact that, for example, this part here is the relative clause. How can you identify a relative clause? How can you identify it? How do you know which one is a relative clause? Can somebody tell me? In general, how do you identify when there's a relative clause? Or what part is a relative clause?
When you have the information about that the third person or that you are talking, or
right,
you want to emphasize in something that the person or the things.
Okay, yeah, exactly. But how do I identify what part of the sentence is a relative clause? How do I identify that?
In that case, when you use that or who.
Right, and what is the name of that word? Who? What do you call that?
Is the subject.
It's the subject of the
Yes.
relative clause, you're right. And in the relative clause, what do we call that? What is the technical name?
Object.
Object.
It can be an object, but what do we call this?
The relative pronoun is
Yes.
the
Yes, Mina?
when you relation, or when you, yeah, the relative pronoun when you talk about the on a specific, or you try to give more information about
Yes.
the other person or things.
Exactly, yeah, very good. So the relative pronoun is the beginning of the relative clause. So how can we identify what part is the relative clause? Well, we identify, first of all, the relative pronoun. Okay, so the relative pronoun, it could be who. What's another word for who? Sorry, for
Whom.
what's another? Okay, good, exactly. Whom is another relative pronoun. What's another relative pronoun that we have learned? That, exactly. So whenever we say words like who, whom, or that, we know that there's a relative pronoun. Okay? And we with the relative the relative clause. And the relative clause always starts with the relative pronoun. Okay? Does that make sense for you? Yes?
Can you repeat, please, the last part?
Yeah, sure. So when you see who, whom, or that, you will know that there's a relative clause. And the who, whom, or that, so the relative pronoun, is the beginning of the relative clause. So the relative clause always starts with a relative pronoun. All right, does that make sense? Yes, no? Hello? Guys, I need feedback. Yes, no? Tell me.
50-50.
Okay, so all I'm saying is that who, whom, and that is the beginning of the relative clause. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So relative clauses begin with who, whom, or that. That's what I'm saying. Yes?
Yes, teacher. I think we need to do exercise about that.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Yeah. I just want to make sure though that the theory is clear so that we can do the practice. Okay. So it's clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Okay, so it's clear for Osman. What about the others?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Okay, good. So once you know that we have a relative clause, once you identify that there exists a relative clause, you have to identify if it's essential information, if it's something that we need, that it's important for the sentence to make sense. So how do you do that? Well, the easiest way to do that is to be able to try to eliminate it. If you eliminate the relative clause, the question is, does it make sense? So if I say, Dean Beckett, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Okay, so Dean Beckett is the editor of the New York Times. Does the sentence make sense? If I eliminate this? Does it make sense?
Yes, teacher. Yes,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no problem. If I say Dean Beckett is the editor of the New York Times, the sentence is perfectly fine. So then you are able to identify that this is non-essential relative clause because we don't need it to make sense. The same thing here. If I eliminate this part here, and I just say, Mark Zuckerberg was born in 1984, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So you know that this part, who is my favorite entrepreneur, is non-essential information. It's not absolutely necessary to make the sentence have meaning. The same thing here. If I eliminate this part here, does the sentence make sense? Our new manager is implementing a great motivational program. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. So you know that this is non-essential relative clause, which means we don't need that information for the sentence to make sense. So if that's the case, what I do is I'm going to set aside, I'm going to separate the relative clause in the sentence with commas. Okay, because I know that I don't need that information, I'm going to separate it with a comma. Does that sound good? Does that sound good to everybody? Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Teacher?
Do you have questions?
I have a question.
Okay. What's your question, Mauricio?
But in the first sentence, Dean Banking, who is Peter's friend, is the editor for the New York Times. The relative clause is not necessary. Is who is Peter's friend?
Right.
This is relative clause.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. It's okay. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions that you have? So here's a moment for you to ask. I need you guys asking questions. If there's anything that is not clear, I need you to ask. Because that's the only way that I will know that you don't understand something. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so in that case, we're going to move to the exercises. Okay, so the exercises that we have are the following. So in these sentences here, there are 3 sentences here. It says, read the statements below. Decide if the clauses are essential. So if they give relevant information to understand the meaning of the whole sentence, or if it's non-essential information, and then you have to put the correct punctuation. Okay, so first decide what is the relative clause. Second, decide if it's relevant information or non-essential information. Third, if it's non-essential information, you're going to put the correct punctuation. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Any questions?
Yes, teacher.
Any questions that you have? Okay. All right, so what I'll do is I'll send you in the groups. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, please tell me if you can see the image that I just sent to the group. Can you see it? Yes?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what I'll do then, I'll put you guys into breakout rooms for you to work on this exercise. But I don't want to put people into breakout rooms that are not gonna be there. So I want to make sure that you guys are there. Amanda Leonela, I guess you're not gonna be participating, right? Okay, José Salvador Bernal. José Salvador. Okay. Ricardo also, right?
I'm a little busy. Maybe the next exercise, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. And Ulises? Ulises? Oh, se desconectó. Okay. All right. So then let me just make sure that everybody has a partner. Same. Okay, I think everybody should have a partner now. Okay, so I'll give you about 5 minutes and I'm opening the rooms. Carlos, Alberto, Emerson, Ulises.
Hello, teacher. Hello, teacher. Can you repeat this?
Hi.
The activity?
You're looking at the sentence, identifying the relative clause, identifying if it's a relative clause that is essential or non-essential. If it's not essential, then you're going to put the correct punctuation.
If is not essential.
If it's not essential.
Okay, I will show my screen. Okay. We have the first sentence. A training manager who is located in UK required urgently. I think it's not essential. What do you think, Mayra?
Yes. Yeah. It's a mess, but you have to solve the problem that your team or not. Or do you have team or you develop or just technical support?
It's like technical support in my case. And the special part is like I am like a senior IT support, so I
Yeah.
usually do some things that other agents doesn't.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of your today. Oh, sorry.
To be honest, was a long day.
Yeah, a long night today. Okay. We have to identify that in the statement, decide if the clause are essential or not essential. What do you think? The number is 3 question, I think. No, it's 3. Yeah, it's 3 sentences. The first say training manager who is located in UK required urgently. What do you think? I think that is important in this clause or is essential the information in relative clauses because is the locate in UK.
Yes, also the urgency, like.
I think that, in my opinion, I think that there is a relevant information. We not omitted because the training manager who is located in UK require urgently. Is like when you
Require the one.
Because if we omitted, just say training manager required urgently. But why? If you want to apply, I think that why or where they need to a training manager. I think that is important.
Yeah.
That is in my opinion. And you? What?
As well, it's really important to set the location.
Yeah.
We all imagine maybe we require someone and it's not in El Salvador, is maybe in Guatemala, Mexico, another
Yeah, because it's like a CV or like a post, they offer job spots. I think that is important. And number 1 is okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And number 2, say
professionals who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training are to be given preference. Interesting. This is we're familiar with the implementation process.
In my opinion, in that case, I think that is not essential because just to talk about that the family would design, but if you talk about the professional development and implementation of training are to be given preference, is make a sense, I think. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like there's a lot of information, maybe professionals who are experts on the matter.
Yeah, it's an extra information, but doesn't matter. If you omit it, is make a sense with just the professional development and the rest. And number 3.
It's funny for me, managers with extra certifications that have a particular emphasis on IT and sales are preferable. Basically, they are looking for managers with IT and sales experience. But it's like I don't remember the word. Is like how do you say it comparably?
Yeah, when you.
Yo lo descargo de una de la ahí cuando usted ingresa en inglés corporativo.
Ah, lo voy a buscar.
Ok. Vale, en este caso estamos en la segunda, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Ok, professional who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training are to be given preference. Professional.
como que están familiarizados.
It have no meaning for the sentences.
No.
Sorry.
Mm.
Ok. Para mí sí tiene sentido, aunque sea largo, porque because say who are familiar with design. Si tuviéramos que decir que no es esencial, deberíamos de eliminarlo y parece que sí pierde un poco la lógica, la oración. No del todo, pero sí la pierde.
Ajá.
Because in this case would be professional development and implementation of training
Training
are
to...
preference.
Ujú.
For me, in the number
IT.
No.
Okay, and just two with omit the omitter, the relative clause. Yes. The exercise, just three.
It's a question per sentence.
Is easy for you the relative clause or not? For me, it's a little bit confused, honestly. It depends the context, or it depends if you.
Sometimes it's confused, but I think
What part is confusing for you, Mirna?
For me, for example, and when you, for example, in that case, we analyze it because it's like a CV or like a jobs post, and you have to give more information and extra information. But in some cases, not necessary to give more information. It's a little bit a little bit confused when you try to, for example, and the second, professional who are familiar with design. For me, who are familiar with design is not relative. It's just to give more information, but if you don't want to say, it's not necessary to say who are familiar with design, for example.
So don't think of don't think of it of the relative clause being essential or not because the information is important. It's just simply if you take it out, if you eliminate it, does the sentence make sense?
Okay.
That's
that's
what it's not about the relative clause itself. It's about the rest of the sentence.
Okay. If we will eliminate this part, makes a sense, yes or not? This is the rule.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what's going to determine. Okay, so not the actual information itself, but rather if the rest of the sentence makes sense or not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Ya tan temprano.
Sí.
Te pregunta de la teacher porque a mí ya voy a revisar. En
Bueno,
WhatsApp.
No sé si, en WhatsApp llegó, pero no sé si.
You guys have questions?
Only evaluate the three sentences, right? What information is necessary, what no, yeah.
Well, the sentences that I sent you, the exercise I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, so you guys finished, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you in the main room then.
Okay.
Oh, okay, let me see. Let me see.
Do you have?
Yes, right now I see it.
Okay.
Training manager who
located.
is in UK require urgently.
Yes. All the people return the meaningful. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. All right, guys and girls. So, are you ready? Ready to check?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. All right, so I'm going to share. Please tell me if you can see my screen. You see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is identify the relative clause. So what is the relative clause in this first one? Training manager who is located in the UK required urgently.
I think who is located in UK for me.
Okay, what do you guys think?
I
Training
agree.
I
manager.
agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Who is located in United Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay, so a training manager who is located in the UK required urgently. Okay, so this is a relative clause. Now, let's identify. Is it essential or non-essential information? Well, it's not. What you have to do to be able to identify which one it is to simply eliminate it. Try to figure out if the sentence, if I eliminate this, if I take it away, does the rest of the sentence make sense? Can I say training manager required urgently? Yes or no?
Yes, because
Yes.
but it's too general, and we need to know a specific manager.
Okay, but does it make sense? The question is, does it make sense? Does the rest of the information make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It does.
the sentence makes sense.
Perfect.
But Nelson tried to say it's an important information because we are looking for someone who lives in UK.
Right.
So we think it's important. So that.
Okay, so when I say that it's essential or non-essential information, we are not talking about the information itself. We're talking about that if the rest of the sentence makes sense or if it needs that part to make sense.
Okay. So we take it maybe literally. So for that reason, we have some doubts, but in this time with your explanation, it's more clear for me. Thank you.
Okay, good. So we're not talking about if this is important. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about if this is important for the rest of the sentence to make sense. Okay, the information could be important, yes, but do I need that information for the sentence to be complete?
No, it's not important.
It's not important. No. for the sentence to make sense, right? For the sentence to be complete, it's not important. I can easily just simply say training manager required urgently. And it makes sense. It's perfect. No problem. Okay, so then in that case, we are able to identify that this sentence here, the relative clause here is non-essential relative clause. Okay? Does that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Okay, now that we were able to identify that this is a non-essential relative clause, what do we need to do next?
Change the punctuation.
Right, exactly. We got to put up the
Comma.
correct punctuation. So we're going to put commas. Where are we going to put the commas?
Yeah.
At the beginning and the end of the clause.
Okay, good. So we're going to put one comma between the word manager and who. Okay, and we're going to put another comma right between UK
Okay. And required.
and required, exactly. Does that make sense for everybody?
It makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah? Any questions? Anything you want to ask about here?
So far, all clear. Thank you.
So far, it's all clear. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Let's continue then. The next sentence. Professionals who are familiar with design, development and implementation of training are to be given preference. Professionals who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training are to be given preferences. So what part is the relative clause? That's the first part that we have to do. Identify the relative clause.
Who are familiar with design?
Only?
Maybe.
Only
Yeah.
that part?
Only that. For me.
I think development and implementation of training are in the clauses too.
So up to here?
Oh, without the verb.
Are.
Okay, so up to here.
Yes.
Okay, yes, you're right. So all of this
Okay.
is the relative clause. Who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training. So those three things. Okay, that's all part of the relative clause. Who are familiar with three things, right? 1, design. 2, development. 3, implementation of training. Okay? All right, so now that we have identified the relative clause, let's identify if it's essential or non-essential information. So again, we have to be able to decide that, we have to decide if I eliminate this information, does the rest of the sentence make sense? So professionals are to be given preference. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they make sense. Professional are to be given preference. This makes sense.
Does it?
I think that yes is well important information for this sentence.
It's important, yes. This is very important because it's not just any professionals. We're being very specific which professionals. Right, professionals, there's lots of professionals. There are professionals in medicine, for example, like doctors and nurses. There are professionals in education, right, like teachers and professors and, there's lots of different types of professionals. But here, we're being specific which ones are given in preference. It's the ones who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training. So this is actually important for the rest of the sentence to make sense. Okay?
Yes.
Does that make sense? So this part here is the relative clause, but we can't eliminate it because if we eliminate it, it kind of defeats the purpose of the sentence. Because it's not just any professional. It's professionals who are familiar with design, development, and implementation of training. Those professionals. All right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, it makes sense. It is an important part.
Yeah, so it's important. And because it's important, because it's important, it's called the defining relative clause. And in this case, when it's defining, we do not separate it with anything, no commas or anything at all. Does that make sense? So far, so good? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go to number 3. Managers with extra certifications that have a particular emphasis on IT and sales are preferable.
The clause is that have a particular emphasis on IT and sales.
Good. Managers, okay. So managers with extra certifications that have a particular emphasis on IT and sales are preferable.
And I think if we can omit this part because managers with extra certification are preferable, it makes sense. But I don't know if it's the same. It is the whole people agree with me.
I think that is the same case of number 2 because need information about the certification that is necessary, but I don't know.
Okay. So if I eliminate this and I just say managers with extra certifications are preferable, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Well, it does, but it doesn't really, it defeats the purpose of the sentence. So the purpose of the sentence is to identify what kind of managers are preferred. Right? So this information, is it necessary for the sentence to make sense? Is it necessary?
In my opinion, yes, teacher, is necessary because it's emphasis on IT and sales. It's necessary because if you say manager with extra certification are preferable, but what kind of manager or what kind?
Exactly.
Certifications.
Yes, exactly. So we need this information. Okay, so in this case, it's a defining relative clause. Okay, and in that case, there is no comma or necessary, no punctuation. In fact, I'm going to give you a little bit of an extra information, just a little hint. Whenever you have a sentence that starts with, or better said, a relative clause that uses the word that, you know automatically that it's a defining relative clause, because non-essential relative clauses never use the word that. Okay?
Can you repeat the last part? Sorry, teacher.
Sure, absolutely. Yes. So if a sentence contains the word that, and you know that in the word that is the relative pronoun, so it begins the relative clause. We know that the relative clause is a defining relative clause because non-essential relative clauses never start with that. Non-defining relative clauses can start with who, they can start with which, but we're not going to start with that. Okay?
Got it.
Any other questions that you have? No?
I don't understand the last number.
Okay, so if the relative clause starts with that, it's defining relative clause automatically.
So we can omit it. All the time have to be there.
Can you repeat the question?
When the clause start with that, we can omit it. All the time have to be there because it makes sense to the sentence.
Yeah, because non-essential relative clauses only use who or which to begin a sentence. Or sorry, not to begin a sentence, but begin the relative clause. Okay, so like this one, for example, oops, sorry. If you noticed, the one that we have here that is a non-defining relative clause is this one, and it starts with who. Okay, we would not be able to start this with the word that. Okay, it'd be incorrect if I started with that. That is located in the UK. I can't do that. Does that make sense? Yes, no, please tell me. Hello. I need your feedback.
Okay, teacher, when we have that at the first or at the beginning, the relative clause, we can eliminate or omit the relative clause. Is this?
I'm just saying non-essential relative clauses always begin with who or which. So if you see the word that, then you know it's a defining relative clause. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe is if the relative clause, the beginning with the word that, I can eliminate.
You can't. Exactly. You can't.
If the relative clause, the beginning, the other word different of that, I can eliminate.
It's a possibility. Yes.
Okay.
But the word that automatically tells me that it's a defining relative clause. Okay? Does that make sense, Carlos?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any more questions that you guys have?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's do more exercises. You want to do more exercises?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send you some exercises in the chat. Okay, do you see that? Yeah. Did you get the exercises?
Yes.
Yes, I have it in WhatsApp group.
Okay. Actually, wait a second. No, hold on. Let me eliminate that for a moment. I'm going to just eliminate because I forgot to. In a second. Okay, we'll start with this part first. And then I'll send you the other ones later. Okay. So it says here, define, well, actually, let me just, I'll share it. Okay, so it says here, defining versus non-defining. Non-defining is the same thing as non-essential, okay? So don't get confused by that. So defining versus non-defining relative clauses. Complete the sentence with that, who, or which. Use commas if necessary. Okay, so a babysitter is a girl, and then you have to just decide if you're going to put that, who, or which, and if it's necessary to put the word, to put a comma. Which is a word that you can use with things that are not people, like anything that's not a person, like things like objects or places or situations. Okay, does that make sense? Do we understand?
We are trying, teacher.
Huh?
We want to try.
Yeah, you're gonna do those exercises right now.
Okay.
Okay. I'll send you some more right now in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I just sent you some more. Okay. You know what? So are the instructions clear for you guys? Do you understand what to do?
Yes.
Yes? Please tell me if there's something that is not clear, because the only way I can know that you need help is if you tell me. If you're quiet, you stay quiet, I assume that everything is clear. Okay, so everything is clear. All right. So I'm going to, what I'll do then is I'll open up the rooms just like we did before, and you can work with your partner. Okay? Sounds good?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's open up the rooms then.
Okay. Me mira.
Claro que sí.
Ok.
Ok.
Vaya.
Ajá.
Mi hermana puede hablar 5 idiomas.
Ah.
Ok, 5 idiomas. Dice, una niñera es una niña.
A babysitter is a girl.
Ajá, a babysitter is a girl. Y small children.
Take care. Esa sería la palabra. Take care.
Take care.
A babysitter is a girl. Which.
Which.
Ajá.
Pongamos which.
O déjeme ver.
Which
Para mí,
es.
así, a lo simple, yo diría, a babysitter is a girl that take care of small children. But, como es que take care es un verbo, ok, entonces ya por ahí vamos a ir aterrizando.
Entonces, ir baby. Espérame, yo tampoco
Cuidar,
no le.
¿verdad?
Sí, y baby.
Is that who or which?
Take care. Tendríamos que poner, va.
Fíjese que quizás, en my opinion, sería a babysitter is a girl that take care of small children, because I understand the relative clause are such in Spanish we lo que en español le llamamos redundancia, ¿verdad? Porque sabemos que la babysitter, pues, por lógica, cuida al niño, ¿verdad? Entonces, si le ponemos si le ponemos that, lo podemos eliminar.
Okay.
Pero no sé si pierde sentido. A babysitter is a girl. No, pero es que who take care of small children.
A ver.
Pero si pierde sentido, si tendría que ser who. Estoy a babysitter y ajá is a girl who. Pero quizás le pusiera whom, no le pusiera who. Is a girl whom, ajá, take care of small children.
Whom, con M.
Ajá, ajá, porque sería la cual, vea. O quién. Whom
Yes.
take care. Y después de girl.
Yes. Can you say about the first sentence? There is a bear. Take care.
Babysitter is a
It's a
girl.
girl who take care of small children. I think that. What do you think?
Babysitter is a girl. I think this is a babysitter is a girl that.
Why that?
Because it is necessary.
Why that?
Add.
Why that and don't who?
For me, that. I prefer use that. Because in this case, I think it is necessary.
Okay.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi, Miss. How are you?
Good. What happened?
Well, I'll be alone here.
Were you were always alone, or your partner didn't connect? Or what happened?
I believe my partner is out.
Okay, I'm going to send you with someone that I just saw that also didn't. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Thanks. And thank you for letting me know too that you don't have a partner.
Okay.
Last month is out of order. Yeah, we got it, no? Just 3, but the last one is not. I can read the last, the be full of money. You can read or not? No, just 3, eh?
Course, in the next image.
But be full of money, I can read it. Just, I think that just 3, yeah.
Sentence in the next image. Like here
We're
first.
going to check.
Which.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's in the next picture, sorry.
Money.
He pours,
That.
Be full of money.
Was full of money, maybe has been stolen. Airports that.
Be full of money.
Has been stolen.
Of course. I think that
Mayra and Jose Salvador.
Hello.
Hi. Are you finished?
Hi. Yes, I work in this part.
You're finished.
I complete the first 3.
Okay, and are you working together with Jose Salvador?
I don't understand because I come back to home.
Okay, but you need to be working with Mayra. So if you don't understand, you can ask Mayra.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are working together in breakout rooms, I want you to help each other. Okay? So Mayra, can you explain to Jose Salvador how to do it?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I'll go in and check the other groups out.
Okay.
Bye.
Hi guys, are you finished?
Bella turns.
Or do you need more time?
We need more time to be
Yes,
honest.
teacher.
We couldn't finish.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Thank you,
Thank you.
teacher.
Go ahead.
Okay, the next. And my new television.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. Okay.
That is correct.
That full of the money. Okay.
The next one.
How much time do you guys need? How much time do you how much time do you need? How much time do you need?
Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe no,
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
5
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
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 Juan Carlos.
The next one.
Other one. The man.
The man.
Is 3 years younger. She is a bright student. Puchica, qué largo. En este caso, quizás automática. Let me see. Her sister Jane.
Hi guys, just wondering how much time do you need? How much more time do you need? How much time do you need?
Sorry, I am having problem with my internet.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just want to know how much more time do you need?
Maybe 2 minutes. We are in the sentence. Her sister Jan is 3 years younger, but it's the same. So for this case, I believe who is only the preposition, the pronoun who, and for me that's correct.
Oh.
Her sister Janet, who is 3 years younger, is a bright student. Ok, en la siguiente No sé si ya tomó dato, Wendy.
Ahorita estoy tomando.
Ok.
Hey,
Es que
sister,
la
ya.
vamos, ok.
La vamos escribiendo.
Ajá, la vamos escribiendo, teacher, because
Jen,
we
Okay,
are
no problem.
practicing there.
That's fine. That's
her,
fine. That's
her
good.
sister Janet,
Jen, who
Jane, who
is
is
3 years younger, is a bright student.
is younger, is bright,
Is a bright student.
okay.
My best friend.
My best friend.
Ajá.
Ujú.
Mm,
Sería
whom
whom,
or which? Whom? My best friend.
my best friend.
Who be a lawyer. Es lo que tendría el complemento. My
Yeah.
best friend.
Se oye extraño whisper.
También who
Who,
be. Ajá. Who be.
who,
Ujú.
who be a lawyer.
Permítame.
Who be or who is?
Who,
Mm. Who
who
is
be
because it's the verb, right?
uh,
We have to modify be for is. Who, my best friend, who is a lawyer, lives in Atlanta.
is a lawyer.
Uh-huh. My best friend, who is a lawyer, lives in Atlanta.
A lawyer.
Lawyer.
A lawyer
Mhm.
in Atlanta. Okay.
La siguiente is that our house that overlook the port is made of wood.
Mm. Our house
That
that
is overlook the port.
¿qué es overlook?
Con la vista para, ya le digo.
Overlook the port
Ajá,
is made of wood.
ajá. Overlook vendría siendo así como una plataforma para un mirador, según quiero comprenderlo.
Ok.
Ajá.
Ajá. Son varias. Va, entonces sería our house that is overlooked. The part is made of wood. ¿Ya?
Intentémoslo así.
Ok. To badly need.
Ahí ya no hay otra con que complementarlo.
Ya no puso nada.
No.
Hay varias palabras que no son nuevas, ¿verdad?
I feel that in the moon. Yeah.
Talking on the book. Okay.
Hi
Hello,
guys. How can I help you?
We finished it.
Okay. But did you understand it?
So yeah, so we talk about with Emerson, try to understand the exercise and try to resolve the different sentences. I don't know. We believe is correct, but I don't know.
Okay. Okay, all right, well, that's why we're here, to help you and see how we can solve that issue. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to return to the main room in a moment, okay?
Okay, teacher, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. Hay de agregarle el who.
Okay, are you guys
Sí,
finished?
Yeah. No, teacher.
Not yet.
No.
Only 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you about 1 more minute and then we're gonna return to the main room, okay?
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
The sentence is
Your
his
sister Jane.
James.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really hard exercise.
They're hard exercises?
Yes, we couldn't finish it.
Really?
Yes, and we are not sure if the answer are good.
Well,
But
well, that's why we're here, to help you. Okay, so don't worry. That's why we're here, to do exercises and to practice. Okay, so it's okay. If you make a mistake, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. That's where we're here practicing. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. So example, my sister blank can speak 5 languages, and you put my sister, who is a teacher, can speak 5 languages. So let's go with the next one. A babysitter is a girl
who takes care.
Good. Who also, you can write, what's another word that, yes, very good. That what?
Takes care.
Takes care. Very good. Excellent. Okay. So a babysitter is a girl who takes care, or that takes care of small children. Because notice it's a defining relative clause, because I can't just say a babysitter is a girl of small children. That doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go on to the next one. My new television
that I buy last month.
That I bought last.
That or which?
Is that?
The thing is that, but
That.
That.
Am I defining which television? Am I identifying which one it is?
I
Because
think it's which. Because we talk about no person is how do you say cosa?
A thing.
Thing.
Right. Actually, that can be used for a thing too. So it would be okay one way or the other. But the thing is, if you are putting the word that, like a defining relative clause, it's almost like you are defining which new television. Es como que tuviera varias televisiones nuevas y tengo que definir cuál de todas estoy hablando. Does that make sense?
In this case, just we have one new television. So
Yeah,
it's not necessary to use that. So make sense more which, okay.
Yeah, does that make sense? Because otherwise it sounds like I have maybe 3 new televisions and I'm talking about the one that I bought last month. Maybe I bought another one last week and another one 2 months ago. But that doesn't really make sense. Like, I mean, most of the time you just buy one new television, unless you're very rich.
Yes, yeah.
Right? So it sounds to me that this is more non-essential relative clause. So in that case, we would say, my new television.
Which I bought last month.
Good, which I bought last month.
So in this case, we can omit it too, right? We can say my new television is out of order and the sentence makes sense.
Yes.
That is the reason that we can use which.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Does this sound good to everybody? Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, now it's clear.
Yes?
Got it.
Okay, so it's clear for Carlos. What about the rest of you? Does this make sense? Do you understand why it makes more sense to make this an essential relative clause? Sorry, non-essential relative clause. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So if this is a non-defining relative clause, what do we need to add?
And the comma at the beginning and the end of this clause.
Yes, good. We need commas, right? We need a comma. Oops, not too big.
Teacher.
Yeah.
It's incorrect with that.
Well, if it was that, it makes it a defining relative clause. And if you say, if it's a defining relative clause, then it means that you are identifying which new television. And it doesn't really make sense because you only have one new television, not 3 or 4. I mean, most people are not going to have more than one new television. Does that make sense? You understand why?
More or less. I read down my television that I bought last month is out of order.
Okay, es que cuando usted pone that I bought last month, está identificando cuál televisión nueva. Pero la televisión nueva, o sea, ¿cuántas televisiones nuevas tiene?
One television.
Most likely, right? I mean, unless you are very rich and you're going to buy many televisions, many new televisions, but most people just buy one. So it wouldn't make sense that I'm going to be defining which television I'm talking about. So that means that it makes more sense that I make this non-essential relative clause.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. He sent the book to Jim.
Who starts to read it immediately?
Okay. He sent the book to Jim.
Who starts?
Who start? Who start?
With S.
Yeah.
Okay, so who starts?
Yes, to read it.
To read it.
Do you agree? Who starts to read it?
To read it.
You all agree? Notice that it says he sent in the past. He sent the book to Jim. Who?
To read.
Who?
Started.
Started. Yeah. Because it's in the past. Okay.
He sent. Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So he sent the book to Jim, who started to read it immediately. All right. Is this defining relative clause or is it non-essential relative clause?
I think it's essential because if we read just the other words, he sent the book to Jim immediately. No, I'm not sure.
So immediately is actually part of the relative clause.
Okay.
So basically, if it's a defining relative clause, it's defining Jim. Is it defining Jim? Is it identifying or defining Jim?
Not really.
It's not defining Jim. It's not identifying Jim. So it's giving me
an additional information?
Yeah, exactly. Additional or extra information. So in that case, I have to, what do I have to do? Put a comma.
Okay.
Gotta put a comma because it's non-defining relative clause. It's not essential. It's not defining or identifying Jim. Okay. Now it's not necessary to put another comma because this is at the end of the sentence. Does that make sense?
So we need to add the comma, but the word who it's good.
Yes.
We have to use who. Okay.
Yes, we have to use who.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Questions? Please ask. I need you to ask.
So in this case, we use the comma and additionally because that part of the sentence don't identify to Jim is an information that we can omit in the sentence, and the sentence always has meaning. So if we say he sent the book to Jim, it's okay. It's a good sentence. And who started to read it immediately is not necessary. Just is an, as you say, an extra information.
Right, exactly. Because if I ask myself, is this defining or identifying Jim? The answer is no.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Right. So that means that this is just giving me extra information about Jim.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Got it.
Good. What about the rest of you? Please,
Okay.
I need you to ask questions if there's something that's not clear. Okay. All right. Let's stop sharing. I'm going to do the other one now. Okay. Please tell me if you can see it. Okay. So her purse her purse Who? Is her purse a person? Is her purse a person?
No.
No.
We can use that or which, but I'm not sure which one.
Actually, to be completely honest, you can use both.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So you can say which, or you can use, yeah, so okay, so we can say which what?
Which be full of money.
Not be.
That.
Was, which.
Yes.
Which was. Which was.
Full of money.
Okay, so if I say that, I'm going to have to add commas because it's going to be non-essential information. So I'm just going to give you some information about the purse. Okay, does that make sense for everybody? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
it's also possible to say
that
what?
That was full of money.
Good. That was full of money. Why? Because it's also possible that I am identifying which purse I am talking about. Because maybe she probably has many purses, right? As most women do. Right? Most women, we have lots of purses, right? And so maybe we're talking about the one that was full of money. Maybe she had many purses, but only one was full of money.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. And if we use that, we don't use comma, right?
Exactly. If we use that, we don't use comma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if we use commas like the first answer, just we can omit it and say her purse has been stolen. And the sentence always have a meaning.
Right. Yeah, you could say her purse has been stolen. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
So far, so good? We're okay with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Let's go on to the next part. The man
who asked you?
Asking. Who asked you?
Who asked? Who asked you? Who asked?
who asked you. Okay. The man who asked you. All right. Asked you for money. What's another word that we can use?
And that.
That.
Yes, very good. You can also use the word that.
Mm-hmm.
The man that asked you for money wasn't a beggar, because here it's defining relative clause. We're identifying which man you're talking about. Which man is it? It's the man who asked you for money. That's the man that we're talking about. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next. The goods
that
you want.
That you want.
Good. That you want, or no,
which
because it's a thing, right? So it's which. Okay. Now we do not have to add any commas because this is identifying which goods you want. Next, her sister Jane is 3 years younger. She's a bright student. Her sister Jane
who is 3 years.
Who
is 3 years.
Who is 3 years younger. Oh, a sec. I don't need to add that. Who is? Simple as that. Okay, her sister who is 3 years younger. Oh, wait a sec. Maybe I have to put the word is. Okay. But don't put that. Why don't you put that? Because that is only used with defining relative clause. And this was definitely a non-essential relative clause. Okay. Next, my best friend
who is a lawyer.
Who is a lawyer?
Who is
a lawyer, or
that
yeah.
Which? No.
No, because which is used for things.
Things. Okay.
So,
okay.
so you can say my best friend who is a lawyer, or that is a lawyer, lives in Atlanta, because maybe I have more than one best friend. It's possible to have more than one best friend. You can have like 2 or 3, right? It's possible. Okay, so which one are we talking about? We're talking about the best friend who is a lawyer. Or it's also possible that I'm giving you information, more information about my best friend. So then I would say, my best friend is a lawyer. And in this case, I would put what? In this case, I would...
In commas?
Yes, exactly. In this case, I would put commas. Okay, so first look at guys, or do you, or are you a little confused? Clear? Why we can use both? Depends on what we're doing. If we're defining which best friend we're talking about, or if we're just giving information about the best friend. And the last one, our house.
Our house.
That overlook.
That is.
Our house. That or?
Which?
Sorry, what is the meaning of overlook?
Okay, just a second. Okay, so our house with that or which. That or which overlooks what? The port. The port. Okay, our house that or which overlooks the port. Or
Maybe of food.
Or
between commas, which overlook.
Good, which overlooks the port. And if you ask me, this one actually makes more sense. And I'll tell you why it makes more sense. Because most people do not have more than one house. So I don't have to be defining or identifying which house I'm talking about.
No, because it's just we have one house.
Yeah.
You have to define it.
Exactly. So to me, it makes more sense, the second one. I mean, technically speaking, if you want, you can use that or which, but that's only if you're like, if you have like many houses and you're trying to talk about, you're trying to say which one you're talking about. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so is this clear for everybody? Now we understand the topic better?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, teacher, yes.
Okay, good. All right. So we're gonna stop sharing and we're actually gonna finish our class today. And I need to take attendance. So please listen up for your name. It closed. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Just be patient with me. I don't know what happened, but apparently closed. Hey, what happened? Okay, just a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just, bear with me, please, just for a moment. It's almost ready. Oh my goodness, what happened here? Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, got it now. Thanks for the wait. Okay, Ana Lorena Lobato.
Present, teacher.
Excellent, thank you. Carlos Alberto Domínguez Martínez. Carlos Ernesto Hernández Cepeda.
Present, teacher.
Excellent, thank you. Carlos Mauricio Menjivar Caballero.
Present, teacher.
Excellent. Edwin Antonio Quintero Sumaña. Edwin Antonio Quintero Sumaña. Emerson Ulises Monroy Calix.
Present.
Ulises Torres Torres.
Present.
Iliana Rebeca Carpio Calderón. Jorge Antonio Sánchez Quiñones.
Present, teacher.
José Bernardo López Montes.
Present.
José Carlos Argueta Romero.
Present.
Thank you. José Salvador Bernal Quintanilla.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Josman Atilio Serrano.
Present, teacher.
Excellent. Juan Carlos Herrera Delgado.
Present, miss.
San Kevin Alfredo Lucero Menéndez. Kevin Alfredo Lucero. Mauricio Antonio Velázquez.
Present, teacher.
Great. Mayra Cecilia Peña de Aparicio. Okay. Nelson Alberto Peraza. Nelson Alberto Peraza. Osman Enrique Hernández.
Present, teacher.
Present. Rafael Alexander Serna. Rafael Alexander Serna. Ricardo Ernesto Pérez.
Present, teacher.
Okay, excellent. Sandra Abigail Bonilla. Sandra Abigail Bonilla. Sigfrido Ernesto Gómez.
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Wendy Marisela Ramírez. Wendy Marisela
Present,
Ramírez.
teacher. Present.
Thank you. Mirna Elizabeth Alvarenga.
Present.
Excellent. Irma Evelyn Rodríguez. Irma Evelyn Rodríguez. Y Amanda Leonela Zamora. Amanda Leonela Zamora. Okay. All right, guys, that will be all for today. The person that was supposed to stay for today is not here. So if anybody needs to stay and ask me any questions, I'm here. Okay. If not, I'll see you guys Monday. Okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Have a
Everybody.
good night. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Amanda. Are you there?